Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks and another episode of Building Jabba's Palace in Lego. Last week we concentrated on the detention centre, started the droid torch room and did the supports around the back of that area. This week we're going to continue to build these supports up on there and try and get the cogs connected so that the trapdoor works along with that bar there, and it's done by a lever at the front. If we can't get it all connected, at least know that it's going to be easy to attach it all afterwards. But the main thing I want to work on this week is doing the rock work inside the Rancor Pit and the Rancor housing in there, and start looking at what we're going to do with the door, because I think that's going to be a little bit problematic with where the door goes up to in the throne room. So yeah, concentrate on doing that bit, and if we've got time we might start building the supports up round the back of here. And we have made a mistake again. The walls coming in and out like so is not working. Trying to get the bricks around the corners, you've got way too many sort of like flat edges showing from where the bricks are, hiding the multicolour bit. So I'm going to go back to making it a rectangle again, but then what I'll do is I'll bring it more out using bricks, filler brick behind the actual rock faces, and I think that's going to make it a little bit easier. But I'm not going to knock the whole lot down to start with. I'm just going to do one section, see if that's right, and then carry on from there. But it'll be a very quick, simple fix, so it's not too bad a mistake to have, or a problem to have, should I say. But anyway, let's start doing that and see what it looks like. And the Rancor Pit is back to being a rectangle, and it's already proven to be a lot easier to get the shapes I wanted on the rock work. So shame I destroyed it the first time, but in the next breath it is slightly larger than the first time we did it, so definitely the right decision to change it again. But yeah, let's get all that rock work built up. Once we've done so, we'll check back in and show you what it looks like. And here we have the rock work. We've managed to do one side here. We still need to do the finer details, like put some cheese wedges on and some tiles and things like that, just to lose a few of the studs on there. And then as we go round onto the next section, here we're going to be changing over from the snot technique to just building upwards, just around that section there, and then it will merge back into the snot technique up the top. But hopefully you won't really be able to notice that much of a difference where one starts and one stops. Getting very low on the slopes already. I thought I'd had more than enough to do the section. I did order a fair few in. However, I think I'm probably only going to be able to get to there and I'm going to run out. But yeah, let's carry on doing this, see how far we can get. And then once we've done that, we'll make a start on building up behind there. And here we are, just over the halfway mark in the Rancor Pit. And unfortunately, we have run out of the 1x2, 1x3 and 1x4 slopes. So I can't get any more of this done until I've dismantled the back cave, and we're going to be at least 2 weeks away from doing that. Much prefer the look of this than the dark brown, the reddish brown. I did find out some 1x1 and 1x2 plates, so I can finish tiling off outside of the detention centre, and I can also do the floor inside the Rancor Pit as well. We have done the floor in the Rancor Pit, so that's all been tiled off and some plated off with the 1x2 studs, the 1x1 studs and the 2x2 tiles, etc. So let's give it a little bit of character there. I probably will pull a few of them up now and again and put some sort of like rock on the bottom as well, but really pleased with how that's coming along now. And we've also made a start in this room here, Rancor housing, and we have also finished off this section here. The ones that I've missed there are purely because that's where the arches are going to come down to, and if I do put some wall along this edge, like I said, I might do like just about 4 bricks wide, then obviously I'll pull that up as well. And here we back are with a bit more destruction. So I've pulled off all of the plates that are on here, and the reason being is the plates that were on here before were 2x14s, and a 2x14 would stretch over 3 pillars. Well, I've now got a load of 2x8 plates. So I can make 3 pillars go 16 studs, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're building a mock that's like 5 base plates in length, it all adds up. So we kept the stacks all made up, so all we need to do, move them across, put the new plates on, and then we'll see how much further we can get with the plates and bricks that we've got. So yeah, let's start doing that, and I'll check back in once we've done so. As you can see just here where we would be putting a 2x2 brick, we've now put a plate and 2 2x2 plates. So it's all connecting it up to the structure here. So now I can carry on building the wall up, and I'll do that a few times, and then it will be nice and sturdy. And the other thing as well is it keeps this wall nice and strong as well. So integrating it all together is certainly going to be a lot better for the structural integrity of the model. So yeah, let's carry on building that wall up. Shouldn't take too long at all. Put the plates back on, and then we'll carry on behind there. So we've got the Rancor housing head, and that's been moved back a little bit, and it's now square, whereas before we tried to do a funny shape on there and it just didn't work. Trying to do the rock work in there was going to be a nightmare. It's the reason I changed it back to the original style over here, although it is bigger than before. What I am going to do, hopefully next episode, is design and make the Rancor if I can, or at least prototype it. I need to make sure I can do a brick built one that's going to fit in here, because if I make it and it's too big, then also I'm going to need to extend the height of the Rancor pit or whatever. So needs to make sure that's okay. I've got the dimensions through somebody's comments before on the size of the moulded one, so I'm going to be trying to make it sort of like that size. But yeah, just need to make sure that works. Unfortunately, there's been a rumour this week that the Jabba's Palace diorama is no longer coming out in May, and possibly not even coming out at all, which is a real problem, or was a problem, because I don't own Jabba the Hutt, I don't own Bosch or the Sacrum, whatever it's called, the little creature that sits on his thing, or the dancer. So I was concerned about that, but luckily enough there was a 2012 sealed set available on eBay, which I managed to pick up last night. So that will be with me in a couple of weeks' time. It's coming from the UK. I paid a lot more for it than I was hoping I'd have to pay just to get those minifigures, but what I'll do once I've done the mock, I'll probably just sell it on my Bricklink store to recoup some of the money for it. But anyway, what we're going to do next is concentrate on this area here, the corridor, make a start on that. Unfortunately, we've run out of filler brick, we've run out of those 2x8 plates. We've managed to get through about 300 of those plates, so I need another trip to the Lego store to get some more of those. And yeah, with a lot of the bits that we need for this are tied up in our Batcave mock. So it's a case of sort of like finding other bits that we can work on here until we've destroyed the cave, which is a couple of weeks away yet. But there is plenty I can do on here, so it's not a problem. But anyway, let's concentrate on starting this corridor here and see what we can get done here for the rest of this update. And we're just going to start work on this corridor area here, and I've started off by making the stairs which are going to go in there. As you can see, I put plenty of filler brick in there. It's all supported, so when I'm pushing down, putting tiles on the stairs, it's not going to collapse at all. And I've stuck a plate just near the top of there, and it sticks out. So what's going to happen, I'm going to build the walls in, put this on, and then that plate will sit onto the walls and then get built into it. That way the walls won't come apart from the stairs, and hopefully it will all stay intact and give it a little bit more strength. So if we're building anything above it or around it, it's all clipped together well, basically. So as you can see, I've started to build the walls around the stairs. We've got the filler brick in the bottom there. And originally there was a tan brick coming out of the bottom of the wall there where the archway is. And I was just started to build it all on and connect it all. And I realised I'm contemplating lifting the hanger up by like so much if I want the door to be operational on the hanger. So the last thing I have to do is dismantle this section once I've made it. So I'm going to make it so it's not actually connected. So right next to each other, but they are separate. So it's almost like in a modular style. And then that way, if I do decide to raise the hanger up, I haven't got to dismantle anything on this side. And we're just checking in one final time for this update. And I have to say, I'm so pleased with the progress that we've made in this update. Just seeing all of this support structure going up makes me realise how big this mock is going to be. I mean, it's going to be 5 base plates in length and possibly 3 in width. So it's going to be 15 base plates, which is really large for only my second large scale mock. So yeah, it's going to be good. Really looking forward to seeing how it progresses. The rock work detail, again, really pleased with how that's coming on. And I'm just really disappointed that I've run out of grey slopes. I mean, I thought I'd ordered more than enough to get both the Rancor Pit and the housing done. However, as you can see, probably only got half of what I need, if that. So something's gone wrong. I've made it that much bigger on this third iteration of it, or I've used some on the back cave without realising. So yeah, it's disappointing, but like I said, we've got the back cave there, which we'll dismantle in probably 2-3 weeks time, and then once we've done that, we can then start using the slopes on here and get that all finished. The corridor here, again, really pleased how that's looking. Got a couple of arches in there, and we've used the dark orange and one of the nougat colours, and the curves on there just give it that look that you'd expect to see in Jabba's palace. Use a couple of different bricks, modified bricks, the masonry bricks and modified plates, just to give it a little bit of character and break it up just from being one colour on there. And all we need to do is get the floor all tiled as well on there. One thing that I am pleased about as well is the fact that I remembered not to connect those two walls together. If we do raise the hanger up, the last thing I want to have to do is dismantle any of this part here. So at least now we know that we can, if we do decide we want to raise it up, we can do so. But before we decide whether to do that, we've got to calculate how high this building is going to be once we've got the curved roof on there. Because the curved roof is going to have to be quite a technical sort of like design in order to get the curve, and because obviously there's no brick curves that are going to cover that sort of area, so we need to be able to make sure the curve is supported well enough, but also take the weight on top of it for what's going on top of the mock. So once we've worked out how tall that's going to be, we can then work out how much room we've got below it, or how much we can bring it up basically. We don't want the hanger any taller than the throne roof ceiling, so we want that all to be one level, so that when we're doing the top side, the towers on the top, it's a nice flat surface. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can get up to date with any future content we release on the channel, and please share it with as many people as possible. The more people get on board, the better. Anyway, thanks for walking on by. See you next time. Bye for now.